I thought I will do something different this time by rattling the cage, so to speak. Let me start by asking, are political party dominated governments the best way forward in the brave new world that we live in? Now, please don't switch channels. I'm not calling for chaos or revolution. I just want us to think out of the box a bit. Because around the world, we are seeing party politics not quite working. The USA is a fine example. Congress hasn't passed a major bipartisan reform bill in over a decade. A 2023 Gallup poll showed that 62% of Americans want a new major political party because they're tired of the tribal warfare between the two existing parties. In the UK, Brexit, one of the most consequential policy decisions in generations, wasn't born out of consensus, but a desperate party gambit to hold on to power. It was a serious breach of public trust, if you ask me. In India, party politics is alive and fierce. To be fair, under Prime Minister Modi, India has achieved much. For example, GDP grew from $1.9 trillion in 2014 to over $3.7 trillion in 2024. However, this appears to have come with a cost. Growing polarization and democratic backsliding, where party loyalty often trumps institutional independence. And then there's Singapore. We have benefited tremendously from the efficiency and efficacy of one-party dominance. GDP per capita of $500 in 1965 to over $82,000 in 2024. It's undisputably one of the safest, cleanest, and most well-run countries in the world. So, why change what's clearly working? Well, the answer is this. Just because the system has worked, it doesn't mean it will continue to work. Success has created two possible risks. First, the tendency for complacency at the top, where internal dissent is tempered by an echo chamber. We are likely to stop asking if we are wrong. Leaders become risk-averse and prioritize stability over innovation and adaptability. Second, there's the risk of growing passivity at the bottom, where citizens are groomed to be careful, not necessarily engaged. Politics is seen as somebody else's business, not a civic responsibility. So what happens when crisis hits? A passive public has no muscle memory to respond effectively. We know that Rome didn't fall in a day. It decayed from within from complacency and chronic hubris. And as they say, the most dangerous time for a dominant system isn't when it's failing, but when it thinks it can never fail. So how about a three-pillar model of governance, a hybrid model, so to speak, where 40% of parliamentarians would comprise elected representatives. They campaign, win votes, and push the agenda, but limit their leverage to a total of 40%. This helps ensure energy, competition, and ideological diversity without monopoly. Another 30% of parliamentarians would be independents who are elected on their personal merit and credentials. They are elected, very much like the citizen assemblies in Ireland and Canada. The last 30% of the seats would go to appointed notaries and experts representing diverse sectors that nominate them. Selection is by a committee with equal representation from party representatives and independents. So here's my question for you. Do you think it's time for us to start sketching the arms and legs of a more evolved system, not limited by partisan interests or ideology, but that's truly responsive, inclusive, and fair?